All right, how's it going, people? Let's talk wrestling. And yes, the boxes are still behind me. I gotta do something about that. But the packages keep coming in. Oh, okay. So, Money in the Bank. It took place in London. The crowd. Let's talk about the crowd first. The crowd was energetic throughout the whole experience, from the singing of Rollins' song, uh, the chanting down of Roman Reigns, just throughout the whole entire show. The crowd was in it. The John Cena appearance, just everything. Electric crowd to say the least. So, first match, let's go to it real quick. The notes. Oh, men's Money in the Bank. You had LA Knight, Damian Priest, Butch. I forgot this dude's name. The LWO guy, Santos Escobar. Sorry, Ricochet, Shinsuke, and uh, Logan Paul. I think Uzi Vert did the Nakamura song. It would have been pretty cool. He came out, but they'll probably say that for WrestleMania or whatever. Uh, the crowd was behind Butch and LA Knight, but I I kind of figured LA Knight wasn't gonna win for like two reasons. One, he hasn't been there enough. I think this is like what his first year like on the main roster, and two, look, he's a former Impact guy. I don't think any Impact guy who's come to the WWE has gotten any kind of fair shake besides it's only two people I can really think of. AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. Everybody else who used to work for TNA pretty much, yeah, they might have won Intercontinental or USA or Tag, but pretty much they've gotten shit on. Like I said, crowd firmly behind Butch. But it's his hometown. I knew that wasn't gonna happen, especially with him being his first year on the main roster. They weren't gonna do that. Logan Paul did some pretty good, nice stuff in here too, man. Logan Paul's hell of impressive, man. Pretty much the whole entire match. Like anytime Logan Paul made a move, the superstars would just pretty much stop what they were doing and beat the holy hell out of him. Uh, Ricochet, like there was a point in the match where Ricochet and Logan Paul, I think you probably already seen, Ricochet and Logan Paul were on the ladder. They get pushed off and they get tangled up into the ropes, or whatever. And Ricochet Spanish flies Logan Paul from the ropes, like in the middle of the rope, springboards him outside into two tables, six spot. Um, in the end, Damian Priest ends up becoming the new Money in the Bank. He knocks LA Knight off of the ladder with a broken arrow variation, climbs back up, takes a briefcase. Damian Priest. Just looking at Phil, Damian Priest, especially with the work he's done with Bad Bunny and all the other stuff, yeah, it's a great fit. They could have went with LA Knight, but those two reasons alone I just named, they're gonna have to get they're gonna have to take some time to get past that. Butch, his time will come. But moving past that, women's tag team match. Whole point of this match was they were focusing on Liv Morgan's injured shoulder. She had a little bit of offense in the beginning, but then discretion from Shayna. Ronda Rousey comes in, or Ronda Rousey discretion. Shayna Baszler knocks Liv off the rope, then smushes her arm or stomps on her elbow, whatever that thing where they bend the arm back. She does that. They both work on Liv Morgan's arm. Eventually, she taps out to Raquel. Raquel goes insane, beats up Ronda with the power move and Baszler. Liv tags back in, but Ronda, she beats up Liv, then tags in Baszler, and Baszler chokes out Ronda, attacks Ronda from behind, chokes her out, and then leaves the match. And Liv's selling of this was excellent. She had that scared, confused look on her face that you would want to have in this thing. Like it was like she like nobody told her that this was going to happen. That was great. Um, Liv tags in Raquel. Raquel hits the Shaquilla bomb on Ronda. Ronda roll Ronda up. Liv hits Oblivion, almost just spikes Ronda on her neck, and Raquel and Liv are back the tag team champions. Well, now they're it's like the undisputed champions because they have the NXT and the women's championship. So that's that. Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler feud. I think there's some legs to this because I don't think they've ever had like an official feud, and Ronda was pretty much treating Shayna like a dude boy. So I guess from what it looks like, they're gonna try to turn Ronda back into a. Sorry, it's like and back into a face, and Baszler. She's already a heel anyway, but they're gonna probably amplify Shayna being a heel. I'm looking forward to that feud. That should be pretty good. Okay. I want to say this was, as far as like in ring wrestling, this was like a match of the night type of thing. A lot of counters, a lot of variations. One spot in particular that I was talking to my homeboy about that he felt it was kind of weird. I thought it was pretty cool. There was a point in the match. So Riddle, his foot's taped up because of an injury that happened or whatever. So Gunther, Riddle tries to go for the. I think he tried to go for like a kick or whatever. Gunther counters it, grabs the guy's foot, grabs Riddle's foot, and he slaps the bottom of Riddle's foot 3 times, like hard chop-like slaps to the bottom of his foot. Granted, the foot is taped up because it's already been fractured or twisted or whatever. So if you ever had a fractured ankle or fractured whatever, you know the pain. You don't want anything in that vicinity, and you know how Gunther chops or slaps. You put 2 and 2 together, it doesn't add up right. So he does the 3 slaps to the bottom of the foot, and then he puts him in a knee bar, and Riddle immediately taps out. Great match. Gunther, the run he's been going on with this title, not only winning with like his signature, but winning with different moves, different submissions. Yeah. And then Drew McIntyre makes his return. Gunther pie faces him for coming out. McIntyre hits a headbutt on Gunther, then the Claymore kick. So we're setting up now Drew McIntyre versus Gunther. No Sheamus. That at SummerSlam, I'm interested to see that. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Cody Rhodes, Dominic Mysterio. This was okay. It was just to me. This was just okay. Cody beat Dominic. Dominic was playing the cowardly heel for the most part, with Rhea interfering. I don't think anybody thought Dominic was going to win, and Dominic really hasn't been shown to be a threat. Like, he's a cool character. He's a very cool character. Not threatening at all, and I really thought that Brock Lesnar was going to come out here and interfere some way and have Dominic win that way. But no, it was just Dominic running, getting some shots in, Rhea interfering, and Cody getting the pinfall, overcoming both Rhea and Dominic. Then you had the John Cena come. John Cena came out. Crowd went wild. His whole thing. Oh man, the back people, they don't like you guys interrupting your show because of blah blah blah. You guys don't interrupt. You guys are the heartbeat. You guys are. And he's like, you know what? I came back because I want to show them we need to have WrestleMania in London. And then Grayson Waller, like nothing against Grayson Waller. What kind of something against, but it just felt. This felt like Austin. It felt like Austin Theory Jr. like type of stuff because, for one, then they run this whole thing kind of with Austin Theory like, okay, now he's back to fight another young cocky guy, and now like it's just like okay, but then Grayson Waller gets in the ring. He's like, he's like, oh, don't do London WrestleMania. Why would you do it in Australia? Because you got beaches, good weather, and women. Look, no disrespect to anybody that lives in Australia. Like, the only thing John could say, Australia, but I know they probably do want to go to Australia. But he could say Australia, where everything's trying to kill you, and you got the most poisonous animals and all that. Nah, bro, really, bro? Like, what? And you got killer chickens. Like, be for real, Australia. But he declines his offer to lobby for an Australia WrestleMania, which, well, in all honesty, it will probably happen. But this is just a jump. There'll be a WrestleMania London, then WrestleMania France, and then WrestleMania Pakistan, Saudi Arabia. Like they want to go to all these countries, just establish that big foothold. Like, okay, I don't know. I forgot. I don't think they've done all 50 states in America, but they'll come to that, and they also want to do a WrestleMania in every big country overseas. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. Um, Waller attacked Cena, then Cena hits him with the attitude adjustment. Um, will we see this at SummerSlam? Waller versus Cena. But then again, it's just rinse and repeat. Like, even if you say, like, oh man, this is Justin Waller's first win. Austin Theory also he's like the same, like, minus the accent. Waller and Theory are kind of the same guy. They both do the rolling. One does a drop kick, one does the rolling stunner. Um, they both. I'm young and I'm confident and I'm a great athlete. It's just like, yeah, you can't have both of those guys on the same and they're both on SmackDown. It's like okay, okay. Moving on past that. Let's get past that. Women's Money in the Bank. Bailey, Io Sky, Trish. Trish was looking like, sheesh. Like, don't hurt the moneymaker. Like, Zoe Stark, Selena Vega, and Becky Lynch came out dressed as Rogue. Costume slash wrestling outfit of the year so far. Fit her very well. Not only figuratively, but literally, because she was wearing. But anyway, some highlights of the match. Selena Vega hitting the code red to Zoe Starks off of the top of the. I feel like we've seen that spot before, but anyway, Io Sky hitting the moonsault off of the top of the ladder to all the rest of the field. There was a point in the match where Zoe and Trish, they're beating up Becky. They grab handcuffs, they put them on Becky, but Becky's able to counter. She's still wrestling with it. It comes to a point where Becky and Bailey are fighting on the ladder. Becky grabs the handcuffs are still on her wrist, one's open. She fish hooks Bailey's mouth. By the way, the crowd was like far behind Bailey, like that. Hey, we want some Bailey. They would just like chant that loudly the whole entire match. So granted, you got these handcuffs that Becky's using as a weapon. She goes to climb back up the ladder. Gets knocked down. Io Sky goes to climb the ladder. And she's there all by herself. She's alone. Like nobody's in eyesight. All of a sudden, you just see the ladder falling. Now, who is pushing the ladder? It's Bailey. And Bailey and the crowd and the announcer are like, Why did Bailey do that to her own teammate? And Wade's like, oh well, she just saw somebody movement up there. She just pushed it out of instinct or whatever. So Bailey gets on the ladder. Becky gets on the other side. They're fighting. They're crashing. They're fighting back and forth. And Io comes in the middle of the ladder. She grabs Becky's handcuffs and attaches the other side of the handcuff that's already open to Bailey. And Dr. Umar Johnson has entered the chat. The Japanese lady climbed on top of the American to grab the opportunity. We must stay focused, my brother. We must stay focused. Just a joke, just a joke. But yeah, Io Sky becomes the new Miss Money in the Bank. Interesting. So Damage Control, I would feel like it's finished. Bailey's going to continue to heal, and they'll probably turn. I don't know. Like they could go. Bailey face. Io Sky heel with the money in the briefcase, or they could go Bailey heel Io Sky with the briefcase. You go Bailey heel. Let me see. You got two heel champions right now. You got Asuka, who's a heel, and and Rhea. I would think they would probably do Rhea, like cashing on Rhea. I could be wrong. But yeah, Io Sky win the Money in the Bank, well deserved. Like, she's put in the years for the WWE minimum. Excellent matches. I think Io Sky has also proven a lot of people wrong, especially since that match she had against Bianca Belair to prove that she's more than a high flyer. She can actually ground wrestle. She isn't like just a spot monkey. She actually has talent she has personality, even though I would say I love Asuka. I completely love Asuka. She's gotten over the language barrier a lot better than Asuka, and also it's the style. Like Asuka has this whole high fashion and businesswoman / sort of like assassin thing going on, and that's cool. But Io Sky has like the short shorts, the Doc Mark. She's dressing more modern girl, if that makes sense. She's dressing like women can say, okay, that outfit right there, that's cool, that's trendy. Men can relate that to, like, okay, you got the booty shorts on, you got that. Okay, okay. Asuka, it's a whole suit, and okay, yeah, you're still a great wrestler, but still, anyway, I'm getting off subject. Io Sky, Money in the Bank winner. I look forward to it. I do. Next, Seth Rollins defeated Finn Balor in the World Championship match. Finn Balor going after Seth Rollins' injured ribs. But plot twist, Damian Priest comes out just to sit down toward the end of the match. Finn Balor starts going crazy, just like hitting the drop kick, the sling blade, the stomps, 2-3 stomps on the outside. He throws Seth Rollins in. And as Finn Balor is going up top to hit the final coup de grace, Damian Priest jumps up like, okay, hit it, and I got hit it, and I'm finna cash in. And Finn Balor just stops like, bro, what? Why did you get out of your seat? And that delay, he misses. Seth Rollins comes in, curve stomp, 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor and Damian Priest are arguing like, wow, why'd you come out here and ruin it and all that? So cracks in the Judgment Day. If I had to guess, they're probably gonna kick Damian Priest out and let him do his whole thing, and probably bring in JD McDonough. And yeah. So that was pretty solid. Usos versus Solo and Roman. This was a great match too. Kind of slow, but the storyline of this one was hella good. So first part of the match, Solo dominating, and Roman kind of control him, like tag me in when I say so. Uh, there was a point in the match uh, where Roman, he's getting completely like drowned out by the crowd saying "fuck you, Roman, stand up if you hate Roman," and Roman's just like talking to Paul like, "This is the worst city. These people are stupid." Blah blah swaze. Uh, they start working on Jimmy. They work on Jimmy, hold him down pretty much, beat him up. Eventually, Jimmy gets the hot tag to Jay. Jay starts going crazy. Uh, then Roman tags back in, cools him down or whatever, beats him up. Uh, and during the match, I think they were going for like some kind of like suplex, whatever. It ends up the referee gets knocked out and he bangs his nuts on the rope going out. Ouch. So they hit the 1D on Roman. No rel. 1, 2, 3. Blah, Swaze. And then Solo gets involved. Solo takes out Jimmy. He puts Jimmy on the table. And he goes for a splash. Misses. He goes completely through the table. There was also before that. So Solo and so Reigns, he Superman punched Jay. Then they hit the spike / spear on Jimmy. And they both kicked out of that. And Roman, he's looking distraught. He's about to cry. He's like, I don't know what to do. What do we do next? And Solo has to say, man, stand up, get back to punching and all that. Toward the end of the match, Roman, he spears Jay. Sorry. He spears Jay. And then on the kick out, Jay, he intentionally or unintentionally low blows Roman Reigns. And that sets up a low blow Roman Reigns catching massive super kicks, a dozen of super kicks. And then Jay comes off the top rope with a splash and he pins Roman. 1, 2, 3. The first loss of Roman's. The first loss that Roman's had in over 3.5 years. Now, where do they go? Do they have another Jey Uso Roman match where he loses, or is he finally finally the one who takes the title off of Roman? A lot of plot development here. So I enjoyed this match. Was it my favorite? No, I think, to me personally, I think the Riddle Gunther match was far better in ring wise. Hell, you could even say the women's Money in the Bank, for what it was, car crash fun, was better than this one. Now, if you're talking theatrics, storyline, yeah, I 100% give it to this match for what it did. So another plot in the story of the Bloodline. Where does it go from here? I guess we'll find out Monday. So anyway, I'll catch you guys later, and yeah, peace out.